Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Okay, so today I would like to share with you how to practice in your daily life, both in your daily life as well as in the formal meditation. Okay. In my many years of teaching, I realized that many people come to Buddhism because of what? What do you think? Suffering. Yes, exactly. Many people come to the teaching of the Buddha because of suffering. Therefore, Buddha talk about the truth of suffering. It's a truth. It's a real, something real. It's a truth. Therefore, Buddha talk about the truth of suffering. What is the truth of suffering? Please. Okay. What else? What's the truth of suffering? Okay, what is the truth of suffering you experience? Too many. The common one. The common suffering that all human beings encounter. Birth, aging. Birth you may not think suffering. Okay? Because you celebrate happy birthday. Right? So you will never think birth is suffering. Only after birth. Yeah, after birth, then suffering starts. Right? Aging, we call common suffering experienced by everyone as long as you are human beings. Disregard races, religions, what else? Sex, female or male, and so on. So, aging, death, sickness. What else? When your family, one of your member pass away, separation from beloved. Then the one you don't like sit in front of you every day. Associate with dislike. And in your life, you have many dreams, but never come true. Right? Cannot get what you want. Cannot get what you want. All this experienced by all human beings. Whether you are a rich person, poor people, you are black, white, yellow, color, all this experienced by human beings. But there's a greatest one, this last one that Buddha emphasized most. That we have mentioned already.
Great. Clinging to the four great elements.
Four only cling to four elements only.
So, clinging to the five great elements.
No, five aggregate. Not elements. Element is only body. Okay, clinging to five aggregate. So since we talk about clinging to five aggregate, you must know what is five aggregate first. Okay, what's five aggregate? First one? Form. Okay, what is form aggregate? Your own body. Yes, body. And body is only concept. Body composed of ultimate truth. We call parama satya, paramata. Form body is only concept. So what actually exists in the body is four elements, earth element. So whenever you feel hardness, softness, hardness in the body, softness, stiffness, and lightness, heaviness, all these are called earth element. Please bear in mind. Then second, Pathavi, No, earth element, water element. You feel the flowing in the body, like flowing of the sweat, the tears, the urine, the saliva when you eat, and also you feel the body is very tight, like being tied up. This is also called water element. So water element has two characteristics, flowing and cohesion. Cohesion is something make you feel very tight, 黏黏的. That's called water element. Then next, fire element. It's easy to listen. Anything you feel hot and cold in the body is called fire element. The last one, wind element. Why can you sit so straight? Why? Yes, because the wind support. If the body has no wind, you cannot walk at all. So wind helps you to move, help you to sit straight, help you to stretch your arm and so on. And there's a lot of wind inside the body, right? Go up wind, go down wind, and wind curl in the belly and so on. All this, the Anapanasati is also wind element. So you should recognize your body by way of 4 elements. If you can recognize your body by way of 4 elements, then you lose the concept of my body. You only see 4 elements integrate within themselves. Okay, this only form element, form aggregate. The second one, feeling. There are 3 types of feeling that you have to learn. Since you are the practitioner of Buddhist, only 3 types of feeling. 3 only. Pleasant feeling, unpleasant feeling, neither pleasant nor unpleasant. Means neutral feeling. This feeling follow you all the time as long as you are awake. You just need mindfulness to aware of it only. It's with you all the time, just like the breath. It's with you all the time. Okay? Okay, the third. Feeling aggregate, the third one. Perception aggregate. Perception aggregate is very important. Otherwise, it will not become one aggregate, right? So, what is perception? Perception got 2 meanings. One is making mark. Make a mark. For example, first time you see a bird flying in the sky. For the first time you see the bird, you do not know this creature is called bird, right? Because no one teach you. But how can you remember it is bird? No, when you first time see, even the second time you see, can you recognize this bird, but you do not know the name bird? But can you recognize it? Okay. Yes. Okay. Second time you see, you can recognize. How you recognize? How you recognize is the same thing you see yesterday? The form, yes. What is the form? Of course, there are 2 wings for it, right? No other animal has no wing. So this is the wing. The 2 wings you recognize. And another one, how you recognize? Fly in the sky, not crawling on the ground, right? So how you recognize things by way of making mark, making mark by way of the form is feature. Every animal, even human being, human being is walking on the ground, not crawling on the ground. So it will make a mark. Oh, this first time I see this one, it got 2 wings, then flying in the sky, small size. Okay, then I make a mark. Second time I see it again. How can I recognize? Simply by the mark I make yesterday. Correct or not? Yes. So this is how we recognize things. This is called perception, sanya. So sanya, perception, got 2 meaning. One is making mark. Recognize, making mark. What is the purpose of making mark? To recognize. to recognize it in the future. Okay, so perception means making mark and to recognize in the future. Unfortunately, all human beings make a wrong mark. We human beings all making a wrong mark. We make, like for example, birth is suffering. We make a mark. Birth is happiness. That's why we celebrate happy birthday, I say, right? This is called making a wrong mark. Then Buddha say, life is suffering. Sabbe sankhara, anicca, sabbe sankhara, dukkha. All formations are suffering. But we make a mark. All formations are happiness. And Buddha say, all Dhamma has no self. But we make a mark. All Dhamma got self. Unfortunately. Once you make a wrong mark, second time you recognize it again, right? It is happiness, it is permanent, it is having a self. So second time we make the same, we recognize what we have marked previously. And the third time same, fourth time, so it reinforces again and again. Therefore, it comes the word distorted perception. Sanya vipallasa, distorted perception. Since because from the very, very beginning, we already made the wrong mark. And no one tells us, you have marked wrongly. Not unless you come to the teaching of the Buddha. If you come to the teaching of Buddha after 40 years, you have made the wrong mark for 40 years. Not only this year, previous life also. Right? If we trust in previous life. So in the previous life, we also make the wrong mark again and again. And throughout the samsara, so long you do not expose to the teaching of the Buddha, you keep on marking wrongly. Therefore, even now you come to teaching of the Buddha tell you sabbe sankhara anicca, sabbe sankhara dukkha, sabbe sankhara anatta. All formations are impermanent, suffering and non-self. You listen maybe 10 years already. 10 years compare of the round of rebirth. You have marked wrongly. So this 10 years is very little. Therefore, you cannot wash brain your mind unless you put into practice. Otherwise, it just stay in the theory, only theoretical knowledge. Okay? So that's called perception. Therefore, it's so important. It becomes one of the 5 aggregate. Okay, the fourth one, sankhara kanda, formation aggregate. Formation aggregate, like your greed, hatred, delusion, jealousy, competition, everything are under formation aggregate. But there's a leader, the leader there is called volition, cetana. Volition is responsible for karma. Therefore, Buddha said, Cetanahang bhikkhave kammang vadami. I declare volition is karma. Volition in mind, the wishing to do something. Wishing to tell lies, wishing to do good, all these are volition, called volition. It's called sankhara kanda. The last one? Consciousness. Consciousness, there are 6 types of consciousness according to Suttanta method. Eye consciousness, ear consciousness, nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, body consciousness, mind consciousness. Mind consciousness is the most dangerous one. I see, finish already. But mind making all story. Making all the story, imagination, illusion, making what you see, the mind will make all sorts of story. And you get caught in the story and think it's real. In fact, it's unreal, but because your mind keep on imagining, elusive thinking, everything make something out, make nothing out of something, make something out of nothing. So it become real. Therefore, Buddha compare consciousness as magician. Magician can make something, stone become gold, and you think it's real. Therefore, we always cheated by our own thoughts. Don't believe your thoughts. No? Okay, so these are 5 aggregates. These are 5 aggregates. Make up the body and mind. Make up your own being. Okay? Okay, so the truth of suffering is clinging to 5 aggregates. And we know the truth of suffering, aging, sickness, death, cannot get what you want, and clinging to 5 aggregates. Now, next question. Where is this suffering? Where you can find this suffering? Where? Inside. Okay. In other words, yourself. Yeah? Where is this suffering? Where you can find this suffering? Within yourself, yes. Within your mind and body. Within your mind and body. So, since suffering is within our mind and body, now we want to extinguish this suffering. We want to remove this suffering. We want to bring the suffering to the end. What should you do? Since you find your suffering inside, within yourself, now we want to make this suffering to the end. Then what is your object?
Inside.
Correct. Since suffering comes from inside, we got to focus inside ourselves. Only then we can remove the suffering. If the suffering was inside and you try to, for example, if the fire is inside and you try to extinguish fire from the outside, can you extinguish the fire inside? No, because it's wrong direction, right? Therefore, as a practitioner, if you want to extinguish the suffering, then you know suffering is within yourself. Then your meditation subject should, especially in insight meditation. So take your mind and body as object of contemplation. So take your 5 aggregates as object of contemplation. This is an important point you have to bear in mind. Okay? Okay, then just now we talked about the truth of suffering. Clinging to the 5 aggregates. Why you cling to your aggregate? By way of what you cling to your 5 aggregates? Craving, yes. Yeah. So you crave to the 5 aggregate as what? Correct. You cling to your 5 aggregate as permanent. Is this permanent correct perception or wrong perception? Wrong perception, yes. And you also cling to your 5 aggregate as mine. Mine, belong to me, belong to me, belong to me. This also, or cling to the 5 aggregate as myself, myself, myself. This is called atta, wrong view. Sakayality, wrong view. Therefore, why we cling to the body? Because we think it's permanent. And why we cling to the body? Because we think it brings happiness. Because we think it brings happiness. If from very beginning you suffering until the end, I don't think you cling to your life. You will never cling to your life. It's that because there are some life, some happiness in your life, that you cling to it. Right? So, and finally, we cling to the body thinking that's myself. Mind and body is myself. So we cling to the body by way of craving and wrong view. You must clear this point first. If you're clear about this point, then you understand what is insight meditation. So long you don't understand this point, you will listen what other teachers say. Okay? You should become your own teacher. Buddha is your own teacher. Okay? Anything not clear, ask the Buddha. Then you say Buddha not around, but Sutta is around. No? Then all the Sutta taught by the Buddha is around with you. Check from Sutta. Okay? So, in order to remove the suffering, which you think you are suffering, if you think you are suffering, if you think the truth is suffering is inside your body and mind, then to remove this suffering, take the 5 aggregate as your object of contemplation. Only then you can extinguish that suffering. If you take something else, no. Clear about this point? Okay. Now we will come to one practice we call moment-to-moment practice. No? I hope everyone got this as a gift for you. You can bring back for you for future reference. Okay. We are not going to see this one first. Listen to what I say first, because sometimes what I say is on the spot, something come out. So if I follow this one, my knowledge is very limited. So usually when I give talk, I don't want to see any notes. Okay, so we come to know, in order to extinguish the fire of delusion, fire of hatred, fire of greed inside the body, we have to contemplate. We have to see our body, right? In order to, we have to see our body, we have to understand our body and mind. So in order to understand our body and mind, we need 2 mental factors. Number 1 is called mindfulness, sati, mindfulness, sati. Number 2, wisdom, panya. Without these 2, you cannot understand your body. You cannot understand the suffering. You cannot understand anicca. You cannot understand suffering, dukkha. You cannot understand non-self. Okay, so first, what is mindfulness? Sati. Sati here. Okay, we can refer now. Mindfulness, the second paragraph. Okay, mindfulness comes face to face with each object and does not forget the object of focus. For example, something arises, you feel hot in the body. Then mindfulness immediately knows something arises in the body. So then you keep your mindfulness on the heat element in the body. You does not forget. You do not forget it. If you forget, then you lose mindfulness. Okay? It stays centered, does not react. This is very important. For example, the heat arises in my body. I'm aware, I'm mindful of it. There's fire element in my body. As long as you have mindfulness, you do not react. But if you don't have mindfulness, what's the reaction when you feel very hot in the body? Complain, yes. What else? Annoyed, right? Some even take out a jacket. This is called reaction. But if you have mindfulness, when the heat element arises in the body, you just know fire element in the body. You just know it. No reaction, no complaint, no annoyance, and no taking off your jacket and sweater or so on. So no reaction is very important when you talk about a sati, mindfulness. When you are angry, for example, when you are angry, anger arises in your mind. You're mindful of anger. And know, if mindful of your anger, okay. But if you do not mindful of your anger, what happens? React in what way? By speech. You may want to scold people, right? Then by body, you may want to hit something. Then lose mindfulness. That's called losing mindfulness already. It's reaction already. So mindfulness has no reaction. Just knowing what's happening at this moment without reaction. Remember, this is called mindfulness. It stays centered, does not react, and is free from judgment prejudice, bias, and preference. Just now we mentioned, for example, the anger, your mind when the anger arises, then if you have prejudice, then you will say, I don't like this anger. Okay? If you don't have mindfulness, you know anger has arisen in you. But losing mindfulness, you say, I don't like this anger. Anger bring me to, to harmful state. Or bring me further unwholesome action. I don't like it. This is called preference, bias, judgment. Or when your eyes see somebody you like it, then you know there's liking. Then continue to say, oh, this person is very good. Because of that I like it. This is also called bias. For sati, there's no bias, there's no judgment. You see it as it is. No judgment, no bias, no preference. Okay? And mindfulness recognizes and accepts it. Recognizes what is arising, present, or ceasing in the body and mind each moment. And the second one, accept it calmly without reaction. Whether what is arising in your mind and body, whether it's good or bad, you accept it with equanimity. For example, somebody have good concentration. Oh, I like it. Today sitting is very good. I like it. I like it very much. Then you once you like it, the craving will follow after liking. You become crave for that state, and yet you do not know. And at that time, you have lost mindfulness. So whether good or bad, you accept it with calm, with equanimity. So mindfulness got two meanings. One is recognize, another is accepting. Accept it with equanimity. Are you with me? Okay. So for example, when anger is present, you know that it's present. When the anger passes, know that it has gone. Mindfulness is like the brake system in a car. It protects the mind from accidentally becoming reflexive, which can create karma that hurts oneself and others. So we always compare mindfulness is like brake system in a car. I assume all of you know how to drive car, right? So when you come across a red light, what will you do? Stop. Okay. If you don't stop, what will happen? Accident. So the brake system. So when you come across the red light, you have to brake. So this brake is called mindfulness. Without brake, let's say anger arises in your mind. Without brake it, then you want to tell something to hurt other people. Your action want to, whether your verbal speech or mental speech or body speech, want to hurt somebody. When you hurt somebody, it's called accident already. Therefore, always remember, mindfulness is compared as brake system in a car. Every time you drive your car, you step the brake. Please remember, this is called mindfulness. Every time you stop in front of green light, must remember this mindfulness. If I don't have mindfulness, seeing the green light, then I will meet with accident. Always remember it. Mindfulness is brake system in the car to prevent any accident happen. This accident is called karma. To prevent any karma, unwholesome karma happen to you and to others. Okay, so what is the two factors in the mindfulness? Let me repeat. What's the two factors in the mindfulness? One is yes, recognize or be aware. Recognize. The second one, accept it. Accept it with equanimity, or called don't react. Accept it or don't react. These two are the important element in mindfulness. Next, we will come to wisdom. Okay? I want to make sure that you can digest. Otherwise, I won't follow. I won't continue. Huh? Can you digest what I say just now?
Yes.
Okay. Then I will continue. What do you think is wisdom? What do you understand wisdom?
It's like a light. The phone.
Okay, like a light. So, what's the function of light?
It takes the dark.
Yes, dispel the darkness. What is the darkness? What is the darkness? Yes, craving, greed, hatred, delusion, all these are darkness. Yeah? When all this arises, the mind is in darkness. So at that time, we need torchlight. We need torchlight. That torchlight is called wisdom. So when wisdom arises, it dispels all the darkness in the mind. This is the importance of wisdom. Okay? Let's understand the wisdom first. And in our mind, in the bottom of our mind, there's one called ignorance, avijja. Avijja also has a meaning of darkness. And this darkness covers the truth. This darkness, because dark cannot see, so it covers the truth. What is the truth? What is the truth of the body? Anicca, dukkha, anatta. What is the truth of the body? Impermanent, suffering, and non-self. What is the truth of the mind? Impermanent, suffering, non-self. But why we cannot see? Yes, because of ignorance cover it. Therefore, we need to develop wisdom, panya, in order to dispel that darkness, so that impermanent, suffering, non-self can appear very clearly in front of us. Now we cannot see, simply because we have very thick darkness in the heart. We need light. So wisdom is the light. Therefore, we need to develop mindfulness and wisdom in order to see things as they really are. What are the things? 5 aggregates. What they really are? Impermanent, suffering, and non-self. Clear or not? Okay. I'm teaching very slow now. Okay? So we also understand, we understand the truth of suffering. Then what is the origin of the truth of suffering? Craving. 5 aggregates are the truth of suffering. And what brings this truth of suffering is craving. Therefore, 5 aggregate and craving, these two aspects are the object of observation. These two are the object of our contemplation. Right? We have to contemplate craving, right? Because it's the origin of suffering. And this craving arises in the form of mental factors. In the mental factors. Therefore, contemplate the mind is very important because it directly tackles the origin of suffering, which is craving. Okay, so to put this practice, moment-to-moment practice, I summarize it as radical. Radical. Let us see what is the word. Each one. R stands for what? Radical. R stands for recognize it. After recognize, then you accept it with equanimity. Do not react. If you react, you lose equanimity already. Okay? So let's do under mindfulness. The third one, we start the aspect of wisdom. The first one is disidentify from it. Okay, disidentify. For example, the anger arises in you. Anger arises in you. First, you aware, recognize. If you don't aware, you don't recognize, or your mindfulness is slow. Like what Aina say, why we always slow? Only get angry for some time only we realize. Simply because mindfulness is slow, sluggish. Why mindfulness is slow? Not enough practice. So when anger arises in you, you recognize quickly. Recognize quickly, then accept it with equanimity. Then next one, you disidentify anger as yourself. You disidentify depersonalized or disidentify anger as myself. Simply see anger as a state of mind. I repeatedly say already, anger is a state of the mind. If anger is yourself, when the anger passes away, you should die together with anger, right? But when anger passes away, you're still alive, right? This means that anger is not yourself. I repeatedly saying this point. Please remember, okay? So you disidentify anger. Mentally say, anger is not myself, anger is not myself. Anger is a state of mind. It's a state of mind. This is called disidentify. 不要认同. Then next, after disidentify from it, what happened? Okay, you investigate it. Anger is not myself. We say now anger is not myself. Disidentify anger is not myself. Anger is not myself. Then what is anger? Why anger arises? You start investigation. Okay. Investigate the cause of phenomena. Investigate the cause of arising of anger. For example, somebody abuse you. Somebody abuse you. Then anger quickly pop up very fast. Then you're aware of the anger, you aware, accept the anger, then you disidentify the anger, then followed by you investigate why anger arises. First, because of the unpleasant sound, right? Abusive word. Because of abusive word come to contact with ear. Come to contact with ear, and because of that contact, unpleasant contact, therefore unpleasant feeling arises, and because of unpleasant feeling, anger arises. So you keep investigating by way of dependent origination. Therefore, you must have some knowledge of Buddha's teaching. Otherwise, you don't know how to investigate. Without the knowledge of Buddha's teaching, you find no way to investigate. Don't know how to investigate. Or you may investigate wrongly. So if you have some teaching of the Buddha, you follow what Buddha say. Because of unpleasant words, abusive words come to contact with the ear, then cause unpleasant contact. Because unpleasant contact, unpleasant feelings. Because unpleasant feeling, anger arises. So as you keep on investigating in this way, anger subsides no more. After you finish investigating, I think anger gone already. If your anger does not subside, then you will investigate. Anger arises due to cause, due to condition. Right? Now somebody stop abusing you. No more ear contact. Is the anger still there or not? Still there or not? Many people will say yes. Then if people say yes, then Buddha's teaching may not be correct. Right? Buddha say when the contact ceases, unpleasant feeling ceases. When unpleasant feeling ceases, anger ceases. But now the contact already ceased. Why your anger not ceased? Correct. Because from the ear contact, move to mind contact. Move to mind contact already. Although nobody abuse you, but your mind still cling to it. Your mind still cling to it that cause you more anger and cause you suffering. So who create the suffering? In the beginning, maybe other people, right? But other people only abuse you only 1 minute. You suffer for the 24 hours. Right? People abuse me only 1 minute. So stop. But why I suffer for 24 minutes, 24 hours? Because of your own thoughts. Huh? That's why that's why for the very beginning I said, don't trust your thought. Don't be cheated by the thought. You keep on thinking, keep on thinking something very bad that cause anger to arise again and again, and you suffer 24 hours. 24 hours considered very short. Some people suffer for a week, for a month. Some people carry the anger to the next life. Right? Some people carry the anger to the next life, and next life, even though you don't know this person. But the moment you saw him, the anger just pop up. If you encounter such thing in your life, remember, this is the anger you carry. You forward from the past life. You forward it from the past life. Therefore, why should bring suffering, unnecessary suffering to yourself? Just note it, contemplate it, investigate it. Then, last one, contemplate impermanence. In order to let it subside in the heart, we contemplate impermanence. Okay? Mentally note impermanent. Okay. There's a tactic how to note impermanent. So just now the anger arises. Keep on bothering in your mind. Then you note impermanent. Mentally say, impermanent. When you note impermanent, there are two things you must bear in mind. This after many years teaching. First, when you try to contemplate impermanent, don't look at the stable part of the object. Right? All objects got beginning, middle, and the end. Right? Usually, the end is very strong. The middle is very strong. When the first arising is very subtle, right? Just like a tree. First sprout is very weak. But when it becomes to the big tree, become very strong. So all phenomena, mentally or bodily, there are three stages. Beginning, middle, and the end. So don't look at the stronger part. You look at the stronger part of the anger, no, anger won't subside. Try to look at the fading part. The fading part. Or another word, not try to focus on the arising, but focus on passing, fading, passing. Then you can easily see passing away. But if you grasp the stronger part and contemplate impermanent, it comes out as permanent. No, it doesn't work in that way. Okay? This is the main very important point. One of my American students shared with me. She is my editor for many years. So she very familiar with my teaching. Then she said, my teaching of impermanence sounds very good. So she tried to practice. But every time she cannot see impermanent. She cannot see passing away. Then finally she realized why she cannot see passing away. Because she keep on focus on arising. And the arising is the stable part. Once arise becomes stable. So she keep on focusing on the arising, therefore he cannot see passing away. Then she changed her mind, try to see passing away. The moment she changed her mind, try to see the passing away, all the phenomena appear to her, passing, until she gets so frightened. Stop, don't pass away anymore. This is what she shared with me. Okay? So when you contemplate whatever phenomena, try to look at the passing side. Don't look at the stronger point. As the arising and the persisting is the stronger point. Passing is the weakest point. So you try to look at the passing, then easily you will see passing away. Okay? So So mentally, whatever appear in your mind, whether physically, pain or hardness or hot, or mentally, anger, greed, jealousy, pride, conceit, and so on. Mentally not impermanent, and direct, incline your mind to see it's passing. Then you will see it. First time you may not be able to see it. If you practice 50 times, I guarantee you, sure you see it. One time you see it, you have the confidence already. You know, Dharma works. Then second time, third time, fourth time, until it's so familiar, become so familiar with it. When the anger arises, you impermanent, gone, finished. If you don't put into practice, this is just theory. Never work for you when I tell you. Unless you put into practice again and again. Every time anger comes, quickly not, the way I teach you. Then one time you see it, then next time you're confident, then you apply this to other mental factors. Jealousy, competition, greed, and so on. All works the same way. Okay? So mentally you not impermanent. Okay, suppose you do not note impermanent. So anger arises in you. Suppose you do not mentally note or mentally mark impermanent. What happened to your mind? To react. May react, may not react. Not necessarily react. Even I don't note, because I have mindfulness, right? I have mindfulness. As I say, mindfulness has no reaction, right? Then after, they say, I recognize, accept, I disidentify, I investigate already. But I do not note impermanent. I do not follow this step. I do not note impermanent. What will happen to your mental state? Too busy.
It can appear again.
It can appear.
Yeah, it can appear when we are not mindful.
Okay?
It will cling to you all the time.
Yes. Okay. If you do not know impermanent, as I told you already, deep in our heart, we have the wrong perception of permanent, right? So if you do not know impermanent, then your mind will think it is permanent. Yes, correct. Because that perception of permanent has been long ingrained in our heart. So mentally, if you do not know impermanent, automatically the mind will think it permanent one. It's our habitual reaction already. So in order to dispel this habitual reaction of permanent or habitual perception of permanent, mentally not impermanent. Even though you do not see it passing away, just mentally not impermanent also will bring you thousands of benefit. Now, the first benefit is to remove your wrong perception of permanent. That also enough, because we have so deep-rooted wrong perception of permanent. So mentally we note impermanent, then gradually we abandon the wrong perception of permanent. And noting impermanent also incline is to direct your mind. Is to direct your mind to see the impermanent. So you will see impermanent very fast. Okay, this is the benefit. And there are so many benefits, but I don't have time to explain to you. Okay? Then the last one, but you can see, under the contemplate impermanent, if contemplation of impermanent is not given attention, phenomena will remain concealed by the compactness of continuity that give rise to the distorted perception of permanence. When one sees impermanence, the unsatisfactory and impersonal nature of phenomena also will become clear. Okay, so what this means that if you don't give attention of impermanence to the object you observe, then the object is concealed by the compactness of continuity. It seems that the anger is continuous, right? That anger is continuous. When that anger is continuous, then it gives the perception of permanent. But when you note impermanent, then you see the anger subside. Then rearise, then subside. Rearise, subside. And this is also impermanent already. You already see arising and passing away already. It's no more continuous. But there's a gap already. This gap itself is called impermanent. Okay. Therefore, it's very beneficial. Mentally note impermanent. And as time goes on, because your mindfulness, you keep on practicing the same way, your mindfulness becomes sharper. Then, as a consequences, your mindfulness becomes sharper. As a consequences, your wisdom becomes sharp. When your wisdom becomes sharp, whatever you see, then you will see arising, passing away, arising, passing away. When you see arising and passing away, you understand what Buddha said, unsatisfactory. You understand non-self. The whole process, there's no controller. No one controls the whole process. All happen by way of cause and effect, by way of natural law. Okay. Then the last step, letting go. Let it go. Okay. Do not cling to anything whatsoever, so that consciousness is not dependent on it. If you cling to something, if you cling to your anger, then the consciousness the consciousness is dependent on. When consciousness is dependent on something, then mind and body arises again and again. This statement is a bit profound for you. You may not understand what I'm trying to say. When the consciousness is dependent, then something will arise again. What is something? Mind and body, aggregates, will arise again and again. Therefore, in order not to let consciousness cling to something, we let go. Let go by contemplate impermanence. Okay, so the last step is called letting go. Once you are familiar with this moment-to-moment process, attend to the 5 aggregates in different ways. That is a little bit more profound, not for today. The last step is not for today. Okay, so let me summarize for a while. To practice this moment-to-moment practice, first, what is your object? Body and mind. Or another word, 5 aggregates. You must recognize what is your object first. So to practice this moment-to-moment practice, first, your object is body and mind, or 5 aggregates. Okay. Then, how to put into practice? First step, recognize mindfulness. Using mindfulness to recognize, followed by accept it. Don't reject or don't cling. If you cling, then it's craving. If you reject, it is anger. So accept it, followed by disidentify. What is this? What is this anger? Anger is not myself. Anger is not myself. Greed is not myself. Pain is not myself. Hot is not myself. Flowing is not myself. Water element is not myself. So disidentify by saying it is not myself. Then followed by it's not myself. Then what is this? So in order to know what is this, you need to investigate. Investigate it. After you investigate, understand cause and effect. Investigate is to understand cause and effect. So after understand cause and effect, then you contemplate impermanent. Then finally, whether it pass away or not, let it go. Let it go. This is the whole process. Okay, any question?
Easy to say.
This one need practice. If you don't even understand the technique, how are you going to practice? Right? If you don't even understand the way, how are you going to practice? Buddha only show you the way. Buddha cannot help you to practice. I just summarize what Buddha taught. It takes me many years in order to come up with this, we call, how to call? Please, condense.
What do you mean by observing the cause and effect? Like how do you investigate that?
Just now I tell you, investigate. When somebody abuse you, you investigate why the anger arises in you.
So you just observe the arising, how it arises and passes away.
Correct. It passes away, may not pass away, but you analyze how it arises first. Previously, you have no anger, right? Only when somebody abuse you, the anger arises. So you investigate the cause because of the unpleasant speech.
So if all those other things like perception, they're also part of the mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you, is consciousness and mind different?
Consciousness and mind is same in your case. Same. Now it's not the time for you to differentiate it. Consciousness and mind. Mind including perception, contact, volition. There are many ingredients in the mind. Okay.
Sayalay, during the meditation, we contemplate about 5 aggregates. My question, when we contemplate the 5 aggregates, should we always contemplate one by one, like from form, feeling, perception, or we can take only one object of the aggregate?
Take only one. What is prominent? What is arising at this mind, at this moment?
Okay.
Now, because feeling arise, now unpleasant feeling arise, then I should see unpleasant feeling first, feeling aggregate first. But when they know more, then I should not cling to feeling aggregate because not clear to me already. Then I go to formation aggregate, like anger, greed, and so on. One by one, okay? Not fight together.
My second question, would you please explain in sample about contemplation of the contemplate impermanence, like we have to focus at the passing away. Let me say that anger. So we already know the cause of the anger. So in which part consider as the passing away, like no more anger or
the weaker part, because now you cannot imagine because you see the anger as a whole. Now you see anger as a whole, but Buddha say every object has arising, static, and passing away. This is the nature of everything. Even human being also birth, decay, and death. Same thing, right? So every object got arising, persisting, and decaying. But now you cannot see because you take the anger as a whole already. So you cannot see this point. Later on, when you put into practice, you will see first anger arise, not so angry, right? But later you keep on thinking of it, it become more and more anger, right? Then sometimes anger become weak already. Then you look at the weaker part, then you will see it quickly disappeared.
I get it.
Okay. You get it, then you will go to the refined manner. Now you cannot get a very refined one. If you practice it, you will get it more and more refined. Okay. There's one person.
You mentioned that, as what you explained just now, the process when anger happens, don't react, observe, and follow. So are you saying in any situation when someone, whether it's abusive or say the wrong things, and you get angry, you should not react?
Of course.
Just keep quiet and passive. Don't answer anything.
When somebody angry with you or you are angry, when you are angry, okay, when somebody angry with you, it's different thing. When you are angry, shut your mouth. I tell you, my experience, when you are angry, people angry, you cannot shut his mouth. You cannot put a plaster on his mouth, right? But at least you can put plaster on your own mouth, okay? When you are angry, shut the mouth first. Why? Because when you are angry, whatever you say cannot be right. Cannot be right. I tell you my experience. I have some also disagreement with my staff. And when I angry the time they want to see me, I say no. I've come to see me after a few days. Why I say no? Because I know I am angry with him. If he come and see me, I will scold him. I don't want to hurt him. I also don't want to let my anger re-arises by seeing him. Right? So I let my mind cool down first. When everything has gone, my mind is clear. Okay, ask him to come. And I make sure I will not scold him. This is what I learned, and I feel it's so effective. When you are angry, shut the mouth. Until anger subsides, think it over. Think the issue, think it over again. And then you think you are calm, see things clearly, and then you can speak. Otherwise, I tell you, when you are angry, whatever comes out from your mouth cannot be correct. Because anger itself is unwholesome defilement. Under the defilement, no one can speak correctly. Okay?
Sister Sayalay, I will share my experience when somebody makes me angry, is very angry, I would think that is from my past life, that I will do that before to them. So I just receive it. So whatever they do it, I just receive it and just say whatever that I think that is my fault or is not my fault. I just say sorry first. The first thing I will say sorry to them. That is me. So when I see that, it's helped me a lot. So everything that they are really angry, they will really calm down.
Yes. Okay, I want to tell something. I think your way of reaction is very correct. Just like me, when I feel somebody done wrong, I get very angry with them. If this person can come in front of me and say, sorry, I'm wrong, all my anger subsides. Because the other party already asked for forgiveness. What else do you want? Right? So the anger automatically subsides. Therefore, I always demand my community board. When you do wrong, please learn how to say sorry. Don't defend yourself. Okay? And for your case, you reflect, this is my karma. We call karma sakka. Okay? You reflect, because this is my past karma. Okay? I deserve it. Then let him go. Then I cleanse my karma. Okay? But now we are talking about meditation. The way you all do is for how to call? Daily life practice. How to call?
Social life.
Social life or general practice. But this one is for liberation. This higher practice. I'm not sharing you. I'm not sharing with you the lower practice. I'm sharing with you higher practice. Of course, you can reflect. Sabbe satta kamma sakka. This is my karma. Forget it. But my wisdom doesn't grow. I still cling to the anger as myself. Right? I still cling to 5 aggregates as myself. I cannot liberate by only reflect. This is my karma. I cannot liberate myself. Now it's this. We are talking about liberation. Therefore, this is a higher way of practicing. You can use your way, but your wisdom will always stay at that part. Never break through. This is helping you to break through. Break through to higher state. To see things, nothing is mine. Nothing is permanent. Everything is suffering. Everything is non-self. If you say sabbe satta kamma sakka, it's my karma, you still cling to your karma. There's also my karma. It's also a ditthi, so sakkaya ditthi. That's why it's not, not ultimate. Okay? Not ultimate. What we want is ultimate. Therefore, you say very difficult. Because it's ultimate truth. Okay, enough for today. We have 1 hour to discuss at 4 o'clock. Otherwise, it disturbs our meditation. Okay? Any question, keep at 4 o'clock. We have 1 more hour to discuss. Thank you.